All right, so turn to the back side of 11-4 and let's try some of these problems together. Going to do the, just let me double check here. Yeah, we're going to do the left-hand side together. And then when you come tomorrow, I'll see if you had any questions and you can try the right-hand side with a friend. So find the measure of each either arc or angle. First of all, they want us to find angle CED. Angle CED starts here, goes here, and goes here. CED, but since that angle is right on the circle, I know that the angle is half of the arc. So the arc is 66 degrees, the angle is half of that, 33. And for the next one, it's an arc. You can see the curve there. They're not asking for the angle anymore. So to figure this one out, I'm going to highlight what I'm looking for. The arc that goes from D through E to A, from D to E to A. Well, that's an arc, and you can see that it's inscribed or intercepted by this angle right here, from A to B and from D to B. That means that this angle is half of this arc. Well, remember, if you're starting at the angle and it's getting smaller, you divide by 2. If you start right on the circle and you go to the arc, it's getting bigger, so you multiply by 2. So all you do is take 96 times 2, and let me do that on my calculator, 96 times 2, and you have 192 for your answer, 192 degrees. So you really have to know the difference between when do you multiply and when do you divide. It depends on what you're starting with and what you're trying to find. For number 3, they want us to find the measure of QRS, I'll do that one in green, from Q to R to S, and they want us to find the measure from T to S to R, I'll do that one in pink, T to S to R. We'll do one at a time. Let's do the green, whoops, do that again. So let's do the green one first, TSR. So from Q to R to S, that's this one right here, that's an R, we are trying to find the arc. Well, the angle that comes from the arc goes to the P. Q to P, you start to the endpoints of the arc and you go to the angle. It's from Q to P and Q and S to P. This is the angle, it's right on the circle, so we know that the angle will be half of the intercepted arc. So since I know the angle already, I'm trying to find the arc. Since this is smaller, it's getting bigger, I multiply by 2. For QRS, it's 65 times 2 is 130 degrees. 130 degrees. And for the other one, you have to look at what angle the degrees are that form or that intercept that arc. So what we do is we go from the endpoints from R to the angle that's created right there, and from S, the other endpoint, to the angle that's created right there. Well, the angle that's right on the circle, angle N, has to be half of the arc that's intercepted. So what you do is you take your 69 and you multiply by 2. Since it's smaller, it gets bigger and bigger. You multiply by 2. So 69 times 2 comes to 138 degrees. Number 5. Again, these are kind of split. You're trying to find the measure of angle BAC, B to A to C. That angle is right on the circle. And you're also trying to find the measure of an arc from F to E. So you have to decide if you're going to be multiplying by 2 or dividing by 2. Start with the top one. The angle is on the circle. The angle is half of the arc. Well, I know the arc here is 60. If I go to the angle, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, so I'm going to divide by 2. Angle A would be 30 degrees. If I'm trying to find arc FE, I don't know the arc, but the angle that you find from the endpoints, it goes from F to D and from E to D. That angle that's right on the circle there is 70. To go from the angle to the arc, it's getting bigger and bigger. That's when you multiply by 2. So it'd be 70 times 2, or 140 degrees. Number 7. Okay, in this case, we're trying to find x. We have to look for clues. Where the x is found right in this angle right here. That's this angle that's on the circle. The angle that's on the circle is half of the arc, is the arc divided by 2. So we have to make sure that we do this angle 6x has to equal the arc divided by 2. Well, what's the arc right here? Think about it. The arc that's intercepted right by that angle is a semicircle. It's 180 degrees. It's coming from the diameter. Okay, you have this angle coming down this way and coming down this way. So that means that the angle is half of 180. 180 divided by 2, you get x. 6x equals 90, and you get x equals 15. And number 9. You want to find VUS. VUS, but they want the angle this time, not the arc. From V to U to S, that angle is right on the circle. Okay, all I have to do is take half of the arc, but then there becomes a problem. We don't know the arc. I don't know the measure of the arc that's intercepted right here. But I do know that that same arc is intercepted by a different angle as well. Here's the blue arc, VS, and here's the green one. That green arc is intercepted by this same angle right here. Comes down to the letter T. So there's 2 ways to do this. One is to remember the rule that when 2 angles intercept the same arc, then those 2 angles are congruent. And that makes angle U the same as angle T, which is going to be 42 degrees. However, if you don't quite remember that, just take this angle. This angle's on the circle. And when you try to find the arc, it's getting bigger, so you double it. You get 84 degrees here. But when you want to find the blue one, the arc is 84. You divide by 2 and you get 42 again. Either way you look at it, it comes out the same. And the last one I want you to try is this one. Remember the rule that we had on the notes. Opposite angles are supplementary. That's only true in a quadrilateral that is inscribed within a circle. So these 2 right here have to be supplementary. 180 minus 20 makes 60. Angle D is 60. 120 plus 60 makes 180. And then when you try to do this one, angle C and angle E together, they are supplementary. And when you take 180 minus 90, you get 90 for this one. Angle E is 90. 90 plus 90 makes 180. Angle B they already gave us was 120, and angle C they already gave us was 90. So those are all the missing answers. All right, there you have it. See you tomorrow.